Ja, hallo Freunde, willkommen zurück zu Let's Play Let's Read Katawa Shoujo. Letztes Mal ist ja einiges passiert. Wir haben Emi in ihrem Zimmer besucht, haben dabei eine Kissenschlacht gemacht, sind ihr jedoch etwas näher gekommen. Beziehungsweise, was heißt wir, Hisao. Und ja, unser guter Freund hat sich eine Menge Gedanken gemacht. Ist sich auch nicht ganz sicher wegen diesem Leichtathletik-Team-Captain, ob er nun Emi näher steht oder auch nicht. Und hat sich jetzt vorgenommen, nach dem Rennen mit ihr heute dann den Doc mal zu fragen. Schauen wir mal, ob er es auch macht. Wir sind auf jeden Fall, Emi ist jetzt da und jetzt geht es wieder zur nächsten Laufrunde, denke ich mal. Mal schauen, was so ansteht. Ja, also. I'm impressed. Just like that, I feel some of the tension leaving my body. Amy seems to be bright and cheerful as usual, with no sign that she even was ill the other day, much less had a less than restful sleep. Still, I have to ask. Sleep well last night? It's just a throwaway question, small talk. The sort of thing people ask someone they bump into in the cafe while getting their morning coffee. But not for us, at least not for me. I don't know if Emi realizes that I'm actually concerned about how well she slept last night, but the question does give her pause. After a short moment of what seems like her genuinely pondering this, she nods. Yep, sure did. Was it because of me? Did I actually help? Or are you just saying that to get me to stop asking questions? Good to hear. Amy grins and begins warming up. So ready to begin? Am I ready? Of course I'm ready. I was born ready. Amy laughs at my bravado and we take off running. I keep a steady pace the whole time, breathing steadily. I still feel dead at the end, but at least I don't gasp like a fish out of water now. Amy is positively beaming after the run today. Nice job, Hisao. You're improving. You'll be half as fast as me in no time. This last line is delivered with a teasing grin that I've grown all too used to. Oh, how exciting. Amy begins to run her sprints while I take a cool down lap. She's really pushing herself today. By the time I'm done with my lap, she's laying across one of the bleachers, looking exhausted. Goodness, not pushing it a little too much today, are you? You did just have a cold, you recall. Amy gives an annoyed snort and sits up. Bah, I'm just trying to make up for lost time, that's all. I went twice as hard today, you know. A good run always gets the kinks out, you know. Clears the mind too. Oh. Amy nods vigorously. Yep, it's a great outlet for that sort of thing. She does not explain further, and I don't ask. I suspect I know the real reason she ran so hard today. Being sick had nothing to do with it. Something's bothering her. Maybe the nightmare, maybe something else. But it's not my place to pry. She'd tell me if she wanted me to know. I'm sure that comes in handy. You have no idea. The sincerity in her voice confirms my suspicion. The only problem is, even though I know she'd tell me if she wanted me to know, I still want to know. Something on your mind, then? Amy doesn't seem surprised by my question. Instead, she shrugs. Nah, it's nothing worth getting worried about. She seems as if she's trying to convince herself as much as she's convincing me. I open my mouth to ask if yesterday is responsible for her current state of mind, but think better of it. Too much risk of her taking the question the wrong way. Besides, I'm not even sure myself what to think about yesterday. Really, I can only get about as far as how it felt to have Amy sleeping next to me before my brain shuts down. Having her before me now, covered in sweat and looking wryly at me, she's making it difficult to think. Yeah, I hear you.
We'd better hurry to see the nurse. We are running short on time.
Aren't we always? Amy laughs at this, a dry chuckle that seems most un-Amy-like.
Too true.
For a brief moment she looks old, worn down by some old hurt. But just like yesterday I can almost see her shouldering the burden and straightening up slightly. And then she's back to being Amy again.
Come on then, Hiso, race ya!
With a sudden smile she darts off.
Hey, no fair!
I take off after her, knowing I won't catch her, but not caring. Even if there's no chance of catching her, I'll still run after her. Amy's waiting for me at the door as I arrive.
Well, well, look who's finally shown up.
Yeah. Enjoy your victory while you can. Amy grins as the nurse pokes his head out of the door. Well, there you are. Come on in, Hiso. In what has become a familiar routine by now, he checks my blood pressure and my heart rate. A bit fast today, isn't it? Yeah, I kind of raced Amy here. The nurse laughs. That's never a good idea. He leans in to whisper to me in a conspiratory manner. I don't know if you've heard, but Amy is a bit of a track star. I reel back in mock surprise. Really? She never mentioned it before. The two of us share a laugh. Did she do okay today? Cold seemed to bother her. Why don't you ask her? He rolls his eyes in exasperation. Of course I'm going to ask her too, but she'll tell me that she didn't have any problems, regardless of whether or not she did. So I'm asking you because you're her friend and would probably tell me if she had trouble today. When he puts it that way, it makes a lot more sense. She seemed pretty good today, if a little more tired than usual. She was already feeling better when I dropped by yesterday, so I'm not that surprised. The nurse nods, though I notice he tenses slightly when I mention yesterday's visit. Well, that's good to hear. I figured it was just a 24-hour thing. Amy tends to recover quickly from colds and the like. Speaking of Amy, are she and the track captain... well, you know... A look of suspicion crosses his face. Why do you ask? Well, it's just that they seem kind of close and I was just curious, you know. And I'd never ask her because that would be kind of embarrassing. So far so good. Now to really sell it. Besides, I think they'd make a cute couple. The nurse laughs. Well, I don't suppose you're the first to think that. But I think I can say with some certainty that the two of them will never do anything like that. Certainty? Yep. Not that I could tell you, of course. Confidentiality and all that. Yeah, right. You just like holding a secret over my head. That too. Right, get out of here. I'm a busy man, you know. Ja, lief doch gut. Also, der Pfleger oder Arzt, wie auch immer, ist echt ein cooler Typ. Muss man ganz ehrlich mal sagen. I roll my eyes at his last statement and head out the door, motioning to Amy to go in. The whole time I'm trying to keep from doing a celebratory dance. The two of them will never do anything like that. That's precisely the sort of thing I wanted to hear. I'm half tempted to make some sort of a move on Amy right now, but I think the nurse would probably disapprove. Besides, I still don't know exactly how Amy feels about me. I mean, it's obvious that she cares about me as a friend, but something more than that? I can't be certain. Even so, I can't help but feel hopeful. I just need to figure out a good time to tell Amy exactly how I feel. That puzzle should keep me occupied for the rest of the day at least. The rooftop is completely deserted. Normally I could count on Rin to be up here before me, but she's strangely absent. I wonder if she decided to accompany Amy to the cafeteria for once. That seems pretty unlikely, but it's all I can think of right now. Part of me wants to go look for Rin, but a far larger part of me is too pleased with the way the sun feels on my skin to care. I pick idly at my lunch while I wait for Amy and Rin to show up. It does not take long for me to hear the sounds of someone coming up the stairs. I wait until the door begins to open before talking. Took you long enough. Keeping me waiting for you, honestly. The two of you are... Huh? Well, that's odd. The only person standing in the doorway is Amy, who looks mildly confused.
What do you mean, huh? It's me, you know, Amy. We run in the mornings.
She grins and I feel my heart jump slightly in my chest at the sight. Yes, I knew that. I'm just confused. Where's Rin? Amy's grin is replaced by a rather guilty-looking expression.
Yeah, about that. I sort of gave her my cold.
Oh dear. Am I at risk too? It would make sense after all. Amy and I were in close contact the other day. So what did she and Rin do that got her ill? Steady on, old lad. Steady on, old lad. Don't go down that road. Ja, das solltest du wirklich nicht denken. Rin's just probably got a worse immune system than me. Amy seems shocked by my comment, like she hadn't considered that before.
I hope not. I feel terrible if you get ill because of me, Hisao.
Oh man, I think I feel a fever coming on. Amy looks horrified and then quickly shifts into a more angry expression.
Hisao, you stop getting sick this instant. I won't have it.
Impulsively, she seizes me by the collar.
Are you listening to me, Hisao's immune system? Get your ass in gear.
I give a smart salute. Duly noted, ma'am. Amy steps back and nods satisfied.
Good. You are not allowed to miss any of our morning runs after all.
Ah, but you missed the morning run. Amy crosses her arms and looks at me haughtily.
Yes, but that's a special case. It was me and not you.
That's not an explanation after all. Amy looks flabbergasted.
You're kidding, right? That explanation makes perfect sense.
No, it doesn't. It's a blatant double standard.
I don't see what that has to do with anything.
Oh, fine. Amy seems pleased by her victory. Anyway, is Rin going to be okay? She's not terribly ill, right? Amy shakes her head.
Nope, she'll be fine. I got her some cold medicine that should help her. Although I probably should have made sure she didn't try to take them all at once. She's done it before, you know.
Oops. Somehow I don't find this all that surprising. Ja, hat sie bestimmt nicht mit Absicht gemacht, ne? I doubt Rin is one to pay attention to maximum dosages and such. You should probably check in on her later, then, just to make sure. Amy shrugs.
I'll stop by after practice. She'll be fine until then.
I nod, figuring that line of conversation is over. The only problem is I don't know what else to talk about. So, you got any more track meets coming up? This is a terribly roundabout way of trying to see if she's free on the weekend. If she's free, then maybe I can ask her on a date or something. Well, assuming I can't get myself to actually from her words. Amy shakes her head.
Nah, not for another couple weeks, I think. The season's winding down.
Oh yeah, I came in right in the middle of things, didn't I? Does it mean exams are coming up soon? I should probably look into that. What do you do on weekends if there's not a meet? An eyebrow grows up and Amy gets a teasing look on her face.
You're awfully inquisitive today, aren't you?
I shrug and hope it looks casual. Just making conversation. I don't know what it's like to be a track star after all.
Pfft, flattery.
She waves a hand idly.
I'm not actually that good, you know. You just so happen to see me on a good day, is all.
You liar!
Hey, yeah. But humility is a sign of a good athlete. At least that's what my dad used to say.
She shrugs and tries unsuccessfully to hide the rather troubled expression her face has taken on. Hey, what's up? You seem bothered by something. Amy starts to deny it, then sighs in defeat. I wonder if she's too tired from being sick to get herself to deny it like usual. Or if she actually just trusts me enough at this point to open up.
Well, you remember last night?
Do I ever? I settle for nodding, however.
That's not the first time that's happened to me. Actually, I get them kind of...
She pauses, as if it suddenly occurred to her what she's doing. It's almost like she's breaking some sort of personal rule here. But she starts up again, choosing her words carefully.
Well, not often, but... on occasion. It's just been one of those weeks where that's what happens.
A sigh escapes her and she looks terribly frustrated. I reach over and give her a hug, which unlike last time doesn't seem to shock her. Instead she seems to relax as my arms wrap around her. We stay that way for a while. Hey, you know I was serious last night. You really can talk to me if stuff like this is bothering you. It's always difficult to do this sort of thing solo, you know. Amy smiles and breaks the embrace but stays leaning on my shoulder.
Thanks, Iso. I'll be fine, I think.
I can already see her reassembling herself, getting ready to bottle it up all again. Guess that topic's closed now. So, hey, given any more thought to that career survey?
Can't say I have. I don't tend to plan very far ahead, you know. Although I suppose I could at last start looking into college, eh?
I shrug. I suppose, unless you were serious about the pirate thing. Last I checked, pirates didn't have much need for universities. Unless there's like a pirate university out there somewhere. Amy giggles and starts to look a little like her old self, but there's a new element to her expression. Impish. That's how I describe it. Amy looks impish, looking up at me with her head nestled into my shoulder.
Would you come with me if I ran off to be a pirate?
Of course I would. Who in their right mind would pass up the opportunity to be a pirate with you?
Well, when you put it that way, I'm not sure.
She giggles again. I notice that my heart seems to have sped up. It's probably due to Amy's proximity to me. That hint of strawberries again. I can't help but grin as I gaze down at her. She's happy again.
Hey, Hiso. If you're going to kiss me, you should probably do it soon. I think the lunch bell is about to ring.
Das ist meine Aufforderung. Also Hiso wird jetzt garantiert gleich in Ohnmacht fallen oder sowas. Na, wahrscheinlich nicht. My thoughts grind to a sudden halt. I'm pretty sure my mouth is hanging open in shock. Na, wie ich es mir gedacht habe. All I can manage is a strangled This amuses Amy even more.
You were thinking about it, weren't you?
She sits up, bringing her face level with mine.
I'd probably enjoy it, you know. You're a really... well...
She briefly composes herself, looking like she's about to say something important.
If you hadn't figured it out by now, I think I've developed a bit of a crush on you. You're going to have to do something about that.
This time her grin short-circuits several important thought processes. At some point I turned toward her, and at another point her arms moved to around my neck. At yet another, my arms wrapped around her waist. I'll be damned if I could tell precisely when that happened. Because at the moment there's only a voice in the back of my head yelling at me to kiss her. I look into Amy's eyes. There it is. The thing I saw yesterday on the bed, it's there again. It suddenly strikes me that she's worried that I reject her. What a silly worry for her to have. Ja, Junge, du hast genau dieselbe Angst gehabt. Her lips taste faintly of strawberries. She leans into the kiss and her arms tighten around the back of my head, making sure that I don't pull away. Not that there was any danger of that. Hört mal, die Musik ist sehr schön jetzt. Irgendwie ist das sehr romantisch. There's a churning feeling in my gut. The world falls away. There's just me and her and this bench. My arms tighten, drawing her waist closer, entranced by the feel of her. I inhale her scent, my mind trying desperately to memorize everything about how she tastes, how she smells, how she feels. The ringing of the bell snaps us both back to reality and we break the kiss. Amy's cheeks are slightly flushed and she seems to be catching her breath. In her defense, so am I. We stand there for a few moments trying to wrap our heads around what we've just done. Amy is the first to break the silence.
So, wanna grab dinner after I'm done with practice?
What a coincidence. I was about to ask you the same thing. Well, actually I suppose it was going to be some kind of proper date on the weekend or something, but the thought was there, I think. Amy gives me a playful shove.
Yeah, right. You were still in shock from how incredibly awesome I am at kissing.
We begin to head down the stairs back to our respective classrooms. Also... Amy zögert nicht bei allem, was sie tut, nicht wahr? Hey, I didn't see you talking immediately afterwards either.
That I didn't. See you after practice, so.
She leans in quickly and gives me a quick kiss in the middle of the hallway, sending me into another brief state of mental freefall. As I head into my classroom, a giggling Misha greets me.
Why, Hick-chan, you romantic you! Did you confess on the rooftop, did you?
Actually I think it was the other way around. This sends Misha into a fresh fit of laughter.
Young love is so unpredictable, isn't it?
This being Misha, I suppose I should have expected her to tease me over this. I guess. Before I can really respond, Mutos entered the room and Misha skips off to her seat, giggling all the while. Warum in der Schule immer alles sofort allen bekannt ist, ne? Das ist, ja, aber gut, was will man anderes erwarten, ne? I suspect that I get a lot of that sort of conversation now, especially seeing as how Amy kissed me right in the middle of the hall. Ja, okay, das war natürlich kaum zu übersehen wahrscheinlich. But somehow I don't care about that. For the first time since arriving here, my heart feels light. Und damit, Leute, haben wir den zweiten Akt mit Amy abgeschlossen. Und starten mit dem dritten Akt Perspektive. Ja. So, das werden wir allerdings beim nächsten Mal weitermachen. Zweiten Akt geschafft. Ja, Hisao und Amy sind jetzt wohl, auch wenn sie es doch nicht so genau gesagt haben, zusammen. Wie es scheint. Hat ja wunderbar geklappt. Ja, wie sich das Ganze weiterentwickelt, das werden wir im dritten Akt erleben. Ich hoffe, ihr seid wieder dabei. Deswegen schließe ich hiermit erstmal den Part. Ja, und freue mich auch über eure Kommentare zum zweiten Akt insgesamt vielleicht. Ja, wir sehen uns dann beim nächsten Mal wieder, wenn es wieder heißt Let's Play, Let's Read Katawa Shoujo. Mit dem dritten Akt geht es natürlich gleich weiter, ohne größere Pause. Ja, bis dahin macht's gut. Ciao, euer Dreambird.